You're not easily affected by stupidity because of how strong you are. You're not easily thrown off track by stupidity or stress or loose lips that sink ships. You know who you are. You know you're beautiful. And you don't need some two-time loser telling you how beautiful you are just to get you in between the sheets. You've been there. You've been down that road. You went to that theme park. You rode all the rides and got all of the t-shirts. But what your neighbor don't know behind you is that you know your worth. And you have added tax. You accepted the fact that you don't fit in because God has made you to stand out. Tell your neighbor, I know who I am. I am beautiful. I am worth every bit that I charge. I am worth something. And those people who get mad because they can't afford me because they used to be able to get me on credit. Tell your neighbor, they used to be able to get me on credit. But now that I know who I am and whose I am and what I possess, they can no longer get me on clearance. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, in this season of my life, I have come to grips with the fact that you will never see greatness go on sale. Y'all tripping. You ain't never seen Bentley run an ad. Tell your neighbor, I know who I am. And you already know what you want. You already know what you want. You already know what you want. And just because you don't have what you want doesn't mean you're going to settle for who you don't want. I wish I had a witness right there. Tell your neighbor, don't settle, baby. Don't settle. Don't settle. Don't settle. Don't settle. No. Tell your neighbor, take a cold shower. Don't settle. Don't settle for what you don't want. Don't settle for what you don't want. You ought to wait until you get who God has designed for you to have. Just don't settle because you are in need. Tell your neighbor, know who you are, and then add tax. You're strong physically, emotionally, psychologically. That's mentally. You're strong emotionally and socially. And you're not easily bothered by negative Nancy. You're not bothered by the negativity of those who always got something to say even though they don't even know you. Beloved, your neighbor already knows that tricks are for kids. Church, though your neighbor is confident in what God has created, though your neighbor is confident mentally, socially, physically, and socially. Did I say that already? I said it again. Your neighbor already know that they are confident and they are strong in those areas of their life. They are strong and confident in what God has made. Even though they are confident confident in what God made, not what your job made, not what your pedigree done made, not what your degree done made, not what your secret society and submit that all of y'all who ain't grown and you on your way to be grown, you ought to pause and learn